He leads a multi-billion-dollar company in Silicon Valley. She leads a middle school in one of the roughest hoods in Brooklyn. But what unites these leaders from very different worlds are their groundbreaking thoughts.
To lead is to have the audacity to challenge and disrupt.
What do you stand for? Are you committed to improving the state of the world?
Marc Benioff is CEO of Salesforce, one of the world's leading tech firms, providing software to over 150,000 companies. But here at his San Francisco headquarters, the vibe is less techy and more homey. The employee lounge, modeled after a tropical oasis, is called Ohana, Hawaiian for family.
Why did you want to bring that into a company that on its value, right, is about technology and about data, right? And you are trying to infuse the value of family here into the workplace.
My number one value is trust. Nothing is more important than the trust that I have with my family, with my customers, with my employees. That's my highest value.
He says building that trust also means giving back to the community. In his company's innovative 1-1-1 model, 1% of their profits go to charity, 1% of products are donated to nonprofits, and employees spend 1% of their work hours volunteering.
When I think about a meaningful life, for me, of course, it's about love. It's also about fulfillment. There is no success without fulfillment. That is really important. It's not about a financial success. It's about how do you feel every day when you wake up, and are you feeling like, wow, I've got it. I know what my purpose is, and I'm achieving that, but I feel fulfilled. And the reason why is because, you know, all of this joy that I get from giving, I think that's a tremendous opportunity for everybody today.
I've read in interviews where you talk about wanting to live an integrated life, that you, in coming up and coming out of business school, you looked at people who had really kind of vertical lives, and you stepped back and said, I really want to have it all integrated.
Well, I think that that's a decision that each one of us can make. We can have a compartmentalized life, you know, where we have a business life and a personal life. A political life, or you can decide you can have an integrated life where you have one life built on your core values of who you are as a person. It's one of the reasons that I've created a mindfulness practice so that every day I can take 30 minutes to go inside and reflect on that. And that's even becoming popular with our employees, which is one of the reasons that on every floor of our building, in every building we have around the world, we have a meditation room. Today, we are online all the time. We're on our phones, we're connected, we're interacting, we're on social media. We all have to hit the pause button. That's especially true for our employees. And when we do that, we're going to make better decisions, we're going to have more insights, we're going to be able to take clearer action, and that's how I use it as well.
You also said employees want to have a meaningful experience at work.
You see that with millennials. They know they have a purpose, and they know that they want Salesforce to have a purpose as well. Before, business was just about the product. Now, business is about something much greater.
Like fighting for social justice and equality. When Indiana and Georgia proposed laws that would discriminate against LGBT people, Benioff threatened to pull thousands of employees out of those states. And the bills were vetoed. Here at Salesforce, when an internal assessment found female employees were being paid less than males for the same work, Benioff spent millions closing the pay gap.
Those are our top women employees saying to us, you have to make that change. Of course, we didn't believe it at the time, but it was true. We pay men and women equally, and we audit that on a regular basis to make sure that we're doing that consistently in everywhere we do business around the world.
And what'd you say when you found out that it was true?
I believe that this is happening in every company and that we all have to look for greater levels of equality in our organizations.
I want you to be treated like scholars.
Across the country, Nadia Lopez is seeking equality for her students. She's principal at Mott Hall Bridges Academy, a middle school in Brownsville, New York, where poverty and gang violence rule and kids struggle for hope.
They don't wake up saying, I want to fail. They don't wake up saying, I don't want to be better than this. Who's going to show them different? That's my responsibility.
In her school, students are called scholars and taught to be lifelong learners. Their uniforms are purple and black, the colors of royalty. Expectations are high, and tolerance for excuses is not.
I want them to be able to leave Mott Hall Bridges Academy knowing that there isn't a glass ceiling that they can't break. I want them to take over this world. I want them to know that They are our future, and by investing in them every single day for 3 years, it's me wanting to see them build their legacy. So how do we affirm that in them? And so for me, I would tell the children, I need you to know that you matter. Oh, I appreciate you. I need you to know that even if someone didn't wake up this morning and tell you I love you, that you have to tell yourself every single day, I matter.
To show her kids a different life, Lopez takes them on field trips to colleges like Columbia, Yale, and Harvard.
I never thought that I could go to Harvard. It was simply this notion of Harvard is not for me. It is never a place that would accept someone who looks like me, who comes from New York City, who has parents who are immigrants. And how many of our children sitting in our classrooms stop themselves because they believe that they don't belong somewhere? When I started, kids were burning down the bathroom. Kids were not coming to school. Now we have children who come in with pride. They show up and they correct people when someone addressed them as students. They're like, I'm a scholar, because they understand what it means to be a lifelong learner. There are a lot of people who doubt me because I'm a woman of color, because I work in Brownsville. You know, it hurts, but part of it fuels me. I want my scholars to know that people are gonna doubt you, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to be really passionate. You have to have vision.
Her strategies are paying off.
Good afternoon, sweetheart.
Student attendance is up and behavioral problems are down.
She taught me to have compassion and be brave, and education is key.
Like when I feel down about myself, she will help me get back up, and she will help me succeed at what I want to achieve.
These innovative thinkers finding meaning in their own lives by inspiring change, one person, company, and community at a time.
We are all able to be leaders, every single one of us.
Don't delegate it to the government. Don't delegate your power to anybody. You do it. You take your own action.
Hello Today fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.